On another note, and these are very, very delicate and very sensitive issues in the society that we live in. We adhere to the law of the country. We adhere to the principles of the country, but that does not mean we dilute our iman and our aqidah. We do not dilute, and people feel very imbalanced. People feel that they're not sure of how to deal with the situation. Number one is you are Muslim. Number two is your aqidah and your belief is concrete. And the Quran is categorical. And when the Quran is categorical, our iman is upon this. Even on some scenarios that we do not understand why the Quran says something, that we remain silent. Because our understanding might not comprehend to that of the Quran, but the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything that the Quran tells us, we accept. We accept even though our brain may not understand. So I felt this is very, very important to highlight. Many a times people worry, they're walking on eggshells, not to know how to say things. This point around that we are marginalizing, we are degrading, this is not the point. Islam does not advocate this. And I've covered this point under the point where if somebody is involved in such a sin, we do not look upon the individual, we look upon the action. If the entire community, if the entire civilization adhered to such philosophies and such approaches, even then, as Muslims, we cannot digest and accept that. Why? Because the Quran is sarahatul nas, clear-cut verses of the Quran which oppose and reject such behaviors in communities. That said, and as I said, this is a sensitive topic in the society that we live in. We respect and we adhere to the law of the countries. We accept people for who they are, and we work with the positions that are given to us. However, when our iman and our Islam and our aqidah is under attack, then we as Muslims, general Muslims, Muhammad, Abdullah, Fatima, Asma, we as general Muslims, we have to understand that we have a responsibility to protect our aqidah, our iman and our Islam. The moment we start to overcome this, the moment we start to say everything is acceptable, even that which the Quran rejects, then that is where the problems start to begin. Your children, many of your children will go to school. As these months are entering, we need to talk to our children. We need to speak to them and teach them about the importance of what the Quran teaches. And the Quran teaches many a times, many of these things oppose the Quranic teaching. Now we're not saying we're going to go down to a school and march and we're going to make shouting of slogans. However, we need to keep our homes good. We need to speak to our children openly about these cases. Many times people, they contact us and they'll say, Sheikh, we have this concern, I'm worried about this. Ultimately, the responsibility of we as a community is at the forefront. We at home, with our loved children, with our communities, have to break away from this bashfulness and open up in a topic that is being openly spoken in our communities, and many a times influences our children, and not just our children, me and you also. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through isti'adha and ta'awudh, Allah protect me and you, Allah protect us from sin, Allah enable us to keep upon sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-ladina na'amta alayhim, minan nabiyyin, siddiqeen, shuhada wa salihin, wa sallallahu wa sallama ala abdihi Muhammad, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in, subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.